Hi everybody, welcome to my debut episode, my preview, my pilot episode of the UFC Ultimate Predictions and Fight Analysis Breakdown. Now, all names, stats, and numbers belong to Zuffa. They all belong to the UFC. They are all copyrighted, and I do not take any material as my own for this video. Now, UFC on FX8, May 18th, Vitor Belfort versus Luke Rockhold. Started off my debut episode with a big main event, one of the best fights, I believe, thus far in 2013. Now, Vitor Belfort versus Luke Rockhold main event. Co-main event, quick wrap-up, Jacare Souza's original opponent, Costa Philippou, one of the top contenders, got a cut, I believe, and he's out. So Chris Camozzi stepping up to take on Jacare Souza. Chris Camozzi 19-5, all-around good fighter. Wins over Luis Kane, wins over Nick Ring. Versus Jacare Souza, former Strikeforce middleweight champion of the world. Only 3 losses, one devastating loss to Gegard Mousasi, and one loss most recently when he lost his Strikeforce middleweight title to the headliner, Luke Rockhold. Now, I believe Jacare is going to take him down. I believe Jacare is going to keep Camozzi down, and I believe he's going to win by submission. BJJ black belt for a long time, Abu Dhabi champion at one point. Chris Camozzi, he's a good guy. He's a well-rounded fighter. I don't see him in the upper echelon of the middleweights. Neither do I see Jacare, but Jacare, I believe, is top 7, perhaps top 5 if he gets an impressive win over Chris Camozzi. I believe Jacare is going to win by submission within the first couple of rounds. I'm going to have to go first round. Now, the main event, I'm so excited for this matchup. Vitor, the Phenom Belfort versus Luke Rockhold, 10-1. Vitor Belfort, 22-10. Start off with Luke Rockhold, former Strikeforce middleweight champion of the world, reigning Strikeforce middleweight champion. Retired from Strikeforce as the champion and also undefeated. He's on a 9-fight winning streak. Won his first fight, lost his second fight. Has not lost a fight since then. 9-fight winning streak. Wins over Jacare Souza, Keith Jardine, and most recently a very good war over Tim Kennedy. Showed real heart from Luke Rockhold that fight. He won that fight. Now, I believe Luke Rockhold is ranked number 8 in the world. And now Vitor Belfort going against Vitor Belfort, who is ranked number 2 in the world at middleweight. Vitor Belfort 15 wins by knockout, and I believe 12 of them were in the first round. Vitor Belfort, of course, former champion, could have still been the champion, or could have been the reigning champion if he had locked up that armbar for a couple more seconds on John Jones. Long story short, I don't think Vitor Belfort sees any problems from Luke Rockhold. I believe Luke Rockhold, in order to win, he has to keep the range, keep the distance for Vitor, keep him on the outside, throw a couple of kicks. I do not think he's going to do it. His Octagon debut, Octagon jitters have been a big case in the UFC. Daniel Cormier admitted it. A bunch of other fighters, Kung Lee had it. Hector Lombard, a couple of big names there. Now, I don't see Vitor Belfort going to the ground that much, even though I think he can hold his own against Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold is a good wrestling game, all-around guy. Trains over there, a.k.a. with DC, Daniel Cormier, with the champ, Cain Velasquez. I don't believe Luke Rockhold has enough power, enough speed to finish Vitor. Vitor's looking good. Vitor will be fighting in Brazil. That means he will be using TRT. So the mental thing is there. A lot of people question Vitor's cardio. I believe his cardio is doing just fine. He's training a lot, very well with some boxers bringing down over there down the Black Zillions in Florida. Now, I believe Octagon jitters will be a case for Rockhold. Vitor Belfort, a lot of people say he has the best hands, the best boxing in MMA history. I beg to differ for that one, because Vitor Belfort, what he likes to do, he should change his name from the Phenom to the Shark, because once he smells blood in the water, he attacks. Vitor Belfort, a lot of boxers, they establish the jab early, a lot of good head movement. I have a couple of amateur boxing bouts under my belt, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. So Vitor Belfort, he likes to rush. He doesn't like to establish the jab. He sees the shark, he sees the blood, he sees the opening, and he attacks. Now, with that being said, Vitor is going to win by knockout, TKO within the first round, perhaps the second round. I think the Octagon jitters are going to be a little too much for Rockhold to handle. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to my pilot episode. I will have the review of the fights and how they went down, how they broke down on Sunday, the day after the fights. It'll be UFC on FX8, May 18th, this Saturday night. It's free FX, guys, free on TV. All UFC names, numbers, and statistics belong to Zuffa. They belong to the Fajitas, Dana White. It's copyrighted for them. They own it. Now, thank you for tuning in to the Ultimate UFC Predictions and Analysis.
next fight.